Hello everybody, so in this video we will talk about our distance formula and perimeter and how they relate to each other. So if I give you 2 points, and we're going to call these points x1, y1, and we're going to call them x2, y2, we're going to use this formula to find distance. We're going to take x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. Now where do we find those actual values are here. x2 means the second point and its x value, minus the x value of point number 1, which is right there. y2 means the second y value, and y1 is the first y value. So when we're doing this, we can always think of the distance between 2 points on a segment as the length of that segment. Using this formula, not only do we find distance between 2 points, we find the length of a segment. So how do we plug these into the distance formula? So our distance formula says the distance, let me fix that. It'd help if I remember what I was writing with, right? So we know the distance between any 2 points is the square root of x2 minus x1. We're going to square that difference, plus the second y value minus the first y value, and we're going to square that distance. So when we plug it in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight again because I love highlighting. Second x value minus first x value, second y value minus first y value. So there's my formula again. Just wrote it down. We just saw it right above us, but it's always nice to write it down. So the distance is going to be the square root of, we're going to square this parentheses, we're going to do a subtraction, I'm going to add, I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to square. And the colors we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my colors again. We're going to do yellow minus orange, and then I'm going to do blue. Oops, I forgot to put it down in this last one. Why did it? Oh, come on, man. We're going to do blue minus green. There we go. Blue minus green. So now it just becomes a matter of plugging into my colors. So the yellow color right there is 5. Minus the orange color, minus -2. And then I'm going to do 12 minus 7. So at this point, what I would do is I would just plug it into my Casio. All right, so we've got our Casio right here. So to get the square root, I'm going to hit Shift and X squared. That gets me my square root right there. And then we're going to do parentheses. And it was 5 minus -2. 5 minus -2. So 5 minus -2. We're going to close the parentheses and we're going to square it. Right there is my square key. Plus, we've got our parentheses again. Let's see what we said it was. We said it was 12 minus 7. So 12 minus 7, and we're going to square that. And then we're going to hit the enter button. And if it tells us something like the square root of 74, that means it's not a perfect square. So to turn it into a decimal, we're going to hit this. And we get 8.60. So the plug-in for those points, I should have just plugged it, that's what I want, is going to be 8.60. When you come in to class tomorrow, you're not going to need this, but you will need the part above it. And we're going to change that because that means about. Now, we also talked about perimeter there. I was going to tell you about this. So to find the perimeter of a shape, all we do is we add up the length of the sides. So perimeter of a shape equals side plus side plus side plus side. That's it. So when we're looking at this one, if I want to find the perimeter of this shape is going to be the sum of all the sides. So 21 plus 17 plus 34 plus 16. There's our perimeter. So the perimeter equals, let's see, 21. That gives me 38, 48, 54, 84, 88. So the perimeter of this shape is 88. I added up all the sides. It doesn't matter the shape. If it's a triangle, the rule is still the same. The perimeter is the sum of all the sides. So 20 plus 17 plus 8. So the perimeter of this one is going to be 37 plus 8, which is 45. Boom. Easy peasy. So then one of the problems that students always have is rounding. So you need to know how to round. So we need to identify the value that is going to be rounded. Is it going to be the nearest hundredth? Is it the nearest tenth? What place is it? What digit is it? Look at the number to the right of that value. If the number on the right is between 0 and 4, the number that we're going to round stays the same. If it's 5 to 9, it goes up 1. And then no other numbers are written to the right. So what do I mean by that? Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2 and round it to the nearest tenth. The nearest tenth is that value right there. So the question becomes, is it going to be 12.3 or is it going to be 12.4? That's my question. So to figure that out, we look at the number to the right of the 3. Right here, we look at the number on the right, the 4. So we're going to take 12.34. Is the 4 big enough to make the 3 go up to a 4, or does it stay a 3? And to go up, it has to be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, it's a 4. So when I round it, the 3 stays a 3. It does not go up. Well, let's round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth is 2 decimal places. So my question becomes, does this stay 451.98, or does it jump up to 451.99? Does it stay 98 or become a 99? Again, I look at the 4. Is that 4 big enough to go up, or does it stay where it is? Well, it'd have to be a 5 or bigger to go up. It's not large enough to go up, so we stay 451.98. Now that was just a little quick introduction, a recap of rounding. If you struggle with rounding, go to YouTube, look up another video, how do I round, and that'll go into more detail. So if you got any questions, please jot them down, come in with them tomorrow to ask in class. And Patriots, we will see you when we see you.